Coming up on this episode of This Is True Really News, 58
No math.
stories.
No math. Please, God, no math. 58, there's going to be math.
Please, like,
God, there's
subscribe,
going to
and
be
follow.
math up to the yin and or the yang.
Right up to 58. That's the highest number there is.
Is it?
Yeah, I think so. Right?
Sure. What do I know?
Like, subscribe, and follow. This is True Really News. You can get us at any podcast outlet. You can listen. You can watch. We don't care, except that you do one or the other.
Well said, Ferdinand.
Thank
The
you.
bull? Nope. The steer. That fence was higher than I thought. Sorry.
This is True, Really News with Scott Combs and Tony Vercanis. All the news you're about to hear is true,
Really?
as far as you know.
Toby Cohen and Jonathan Neiman booked a rental home in the Hamptons for 2 weeks.
Yay! Let's go to the Hamptons.
Do you know what it costs to rent a home in the Hamptons for 2 weeks, say last August?
Let's just say it's prohibitive.
10 grand.
Oh, is that it? I get that out of the lint trap in the dryer every day.
10 grand.
Well, if I put it there first, sure.
Are you talking like candy bar wrappers?
$100,000 bar.
Yeah. On September 15th, they filed a lawsuit. Okay, so they went there for 2 weeks, October 22nd.
Mm-hmm.
By September 15th, they filed a lawsuit saying the home owned by Agnes Melbard and Edouard Gass was uninhabitable. You couldn't live there.
Okay.
What's the question you would ask?
What made it uninhibitable?
See, most people just go, why?
Oh,
But that's
why?
okay. You're good.
Okay.
Because the thermostat had been set to a minimum temperature of 70 degrees Fahrenheit and locked, according to the Daily Beast.
Okay.
The plaintiffs and their families wanted the air conditioning set at 68 degrees.
Thank you very much. 2 degrees.
They were forced to endure continuous discomfort for the duration of their holiday, and it ruined it for them.
Only people like this could get that litigious. Really?
When they complained to the owners, they said they were told to suck it up and deal. Yes,
I like that.
I'm with the owner here. Neiman and Cohen, the guys who spent the 10 grand and had to suffer through, 2 degrees more, alleged workers showed up to spray toxic chemicals in the backyard during their stay, which forced them to stay inside for several hours. Now you're back to the temperature thing. I can see how this would be just a freaking nightmare.
They couldn't go someplace else. Go to a restaurant. Shut up.
The suit asked for a full refund of their rental fee and any further relief this court deems just and proper. Wow. In my day, this has all the earmarks of a scam.
Bailiff,
Whack.
kick these two nuts in the butt.
Nope, I like the whack better.
Missed it by that much. Source, New York Times, January 5th,
Don't say that after we're talking whacking, okay? Because
1978. So remember that, January of 1978.
58 years ago.
58 years ago. Now, I'm going to try to do this right, but this is hard to read. An international team of specialists has concluded from 8 indexes of climate that there is no end in sight to the cooling trend of the last 30 years, at least in the Northern Hemisphere. In some, but not all cases, the data extend through last winter. They include sea surface temperature in the North Central Pacific and North Atlantic, air temperatures at the surface and at various elevations, as well as the extent of the snow and ice cover in different seasons. In almost all cases, it has been found that the year-to-year variations in climate are far more marked, than the long-term trend. The long-term trend often becomes evident only when data from a number of years are displayed.
So if we find enough,
His writer's nickname is Captain Obvious. The report, prepared by German, Japanese, and American specialists, appears in the December 15th, 1978 issue of Nature, the British Journal. The findings indicate that from 1950 to 1975, the cooling per decade of most climate indexes in the Northern Hemisphere was from 0.1 to 0.2 degrees. Just,
Are they asking for their money back and whatever money the court deems necessary?
I hope so. Celsius,
Has anyone been spraying chemicals in their back?
roughly 0.2 to 0.4 degrees Fahrenheit, which, by the way, was a lot like the warming trend they gave us later on.
Actually, it
And
was
that kind of petered
almost
out.
exactly like the warming trend. It's why we now have climate change.
Instead of, because people
That
started
way-
finding these things once we said, wait a minute, weren't we going to freeze back in the 70s? No,
That way,
nobody ever said that.
anything that happens can be accounted for.
Whenever you lie, be careful.
Yeah, don't make the obvious lie that people can prove really easily with national magazines
And newspapers.
Early in June, idiots. And I'm supposed to just believe the science.
I follow the science too. I'm following science in 1970.
On June 6th, Kylan Chambers used bright red spray paint to deface a bronze statue. The 32-year-old defaced the bronze statue of Samantha from Bewitched
What?
in Salem, Massachusetts.
This is an outrage.
I myself personally would have to smack him upside the head.
And in perpetuity, I might add.
If you watch CBS much, and it'll be a Gibbs slap.
Okay. Oh, whap.
Sam, really?
Why?
Why would you do that?
Is there
Elizabeth
an
Montgomery was
explanation?
one of my favorites.
Oh.
And by the way, there's like on Facebook, there's a page that has like old movie stars and TV stars.
Mhm.
They have some pictures of Liz Montgomery when she was younger.
Yeah.
Hubba.
Oh, yeah. She was a beautiful
Hubba.
woman.
And then you see like the old movie stars that by the time we knew them were old.
Yep.
Hubba. Where was I now?
But Elizabeth Montgomery was not only fetching, but she was a great comedic actress.
She was. And played a mean Lizzie Borden in one TV movie.
Ooh, never saw that one, but that sounds good.
On September 20th, she was sentenced to 18 months probation in the incident, which oddly had nothing to do with witchcraft. Rather, Chambers, who is currently homeless, told prosecutors she wanted to do something to get arrested.
She needed a warm place to stay.
It's June, dude.
Oh, she needed a meal.
Okay. The statue, by the way, was put up in 2005 by the TV Land cable people in the city famous for the 1692 witch trials, which were also overblown.
Yes, they were.
But let's be honest. Leave Liz Montgomery alone.
Yes, leave Brittany alone.
And her.
Yeah.
Tabitha's open season.
The National Park Service in the U.S. has asked people to stop licking our toads. Apparently, the Sonoran desert toad secretes a toxin that can induce euphoria, hallucinations, and death.
Yeah, but it's a small price to pay for the good hallucination, man.
It's unclear whether a specific instance prompted the advisory, but here we are, the National Park Service wrote on Facebook.
I'm guessing there's more than one incident.
The Sonoran desert toad, also referred to as the Colorado river toad, is one of the largest toads native to North America, measuring about 7 inches long. People don't just lick the toads. They smoke the toxin.
They roll the toad and smoke him.
I think they squeeze it.
Rabbit. So they're toad milking for 30, Art.
I hadn't thought of it that way, but yeah, they are. Back to you.
No. I refuse to participate anymore. Dude, those are fairy tales where you kiss the frog, and you kiss the frog. You don't, jam your tongue down its throat, okay?
Right? And my point.
One morning, 5 years ago, a Cincinnati resident, 30-year-old Joel Likens. Well, Joey was 30 years old 5 years ago, so he'd be 58 now.
Yeah.
He woke up and realized his septum ring was missing.
Damn it. I left it just 58 miles away in the other room.
He searched. He searched through his bed, but never located the small item. Well, it was 58 miles away, dude. What are you thinking?
But it was in the same house. I mean, you'd think he'd come across it.
Eventually, he gave up and got another one, according to the New York Post story. I thought maybe I'd swallowed it.
Yuck.
Okay, I've got just one. How?
Yeah, right.
In your snout. It's in the snout.
Yes.
Up the nose it goes. What the?
Shunka, 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 shunka.
My granddaughters, though, have this clever thing whenever they like when great grandma and grandpa are coming over, they just put the nose thing up so that they can't see it. They think they're very clever. I did too, actually, but what do I know? I thought maybe I'd swallowed it. We all gagged. But a few weeks ago, Likens, who's now 35, developed a violent cough and thought he was sick. The x-ray revealed otherwise. Yes, Likens' nose ring was not swallowed because there it was in an x-ray lodged in his left lung.
Oh, my. That thing come rocketing out like some sort of projectile?
No, rocketing in.
No, I get that, but the cough,
still there.
Ping! No, he couldn't get it out.
Still in the lung. Doctor said, does this look familiar? I was like, you got to be kidding me. I've been looking all over for that.
Quick, get it out. I need to put it back in before the hole.
Likens underwent a bronchoscopy in which they retrieved the invader using a tube fed down his throat and into his lungs, and that's not uncomfortable at all. No, it is. Okay, I'm lying. It's really, really uncomfortable. The surgeon returned the ring to Likens, who said he probably won't be wearing that one again, but I did keep it as a souvenir, he said.
Of course you would. Hey, you want to see the thing that got caught in my lung? Boy, this is going to be a turn-on for so many women.
See, my first thought was, if you're going to snort coke, don't have your nose ring in.
Yeah, if you're going to snort it all.
Exactly. That's why asthmatics and allergy people, stay away from them.
This is true, really news. Send email to TITR@netradio.network.